Hello, Mr. Huggins. How are you doing? So it is 62 MAS time. Or, I'm sorry, poor man's 62 MAS. This is a nice watch. This is a really nice watch. This might be one of the nicest ones I've actually seen. And it's good that it's in such great condition because these crystals are impossible to find. They were only made for these, and the closest crystal requires you to relieve the inside of this, cut into it. It's just crazy. Okay, we are good to go. We are going to push forward. It is time. I'm going to get the rotating ring off. There's our fingernail cutout right there. Boy, this is a nice watch. Come on, there we go. It's the same setup as this. It's the same basic setup as the 62 MAS, right down to the tension ring. So your crystal is in good condition. So what I'm going to do is there's finding a replacement for these. Even the official replacements, the ones that are made by companies that have made them for a long time, they're still not right. I've never found an aftermarket that worked correctly. Huh, isn't that interesting? I never noticed that. It's the same case profile as a 6139 Doc Chrono. It's pretty. It's even a good-looking watch without its bezel. That's a nice-looking watch without its bezel. I mean, it was nice with the bezel, but I've never really looked at one without. That's an attractive dial. I like how the markers are really, they're right to the edge of the dial. It increases the apparent size of the watch. It's nice. I dig it. Okay, let's get the case pack off, shall we? Oh boy, okay. Yeah, wow. Aha. I'm gonna put this up a little bit more. Yeah, look at that. Look at how clean it is. Would you stop turning? Blue spot unadjusted? Is that actually what it says? I have never, ever seen that on a winding bridge, wait. I've seen some resellers' names and stuff like that. I've never seen that. Blue spot unadjusted 17. That's whackadelic. I mean, it's real. Because sometimes when these were resold, the resellers had to go and stamp on here for, tax reasons or something. That's nuts. I'll have to look that up. Blue spot. Blue spot. Let me undo this one real quick. I mean, looks brand new. Blue spot. unadjusted. That is interesting. Gosh, doesn't look like this watch got much time on it at all. Wow. Let's see, we got red. Where is yellow? The triple lines on this screw mean it is reverse. Get off, out. There we go. A little bit of the S2 sitting there. Ground through a little bit, but that's real typical. By the way, if you hear kids yelling and screaming, it's because they're home because it's a snow day. I very carefully took off this balance cock, very carefully, and then when I let it go, it dropped exactly right back in position. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, you can do it. Come on. For anybody who's wondering what the heck I'm doing, I take my movements apart in a specific order. It sometimes does not match what the manufacturer says to do, but I have my own system and it works for me. And consistency, I think, is a very important thing, so I try to be consistent. Oh, right. Right, the bones. Let's see. In these things, the case back seal also serves as the movement ring spring. It sort of jams everything together. Wow, this certainly is a nice watch. Wow. Okay, let me get my movement holder. Wow. I think it's so pretty. They got some real tight margins on that hand stack, man. That's crazy. Jeez, it's so pretty. And your loom is almost perfect. It's a little darkened. I could probably clean that one up. I don't know, but it's so nice looking. Oh, would you knock that off? Cannon pinion feels good. I want to see where it clicks over. Okay. Okay, 1148. Let's get it up here. I want to get it aligned with that hand. Now I'm going to take the hands off. I need to be right on top of it to do that. So I'll be right back. Okay, here we are. Your dial is just as the watch is. Oh, it's so beautiful. Here's your dial. So pretty. Yeah, please. Brand new. Yeah, look at that. Except for the lack of lubrication, man. Well, of course, there's still going to be old grot in there, so you can see it's dirty and messy around there. I mean, it was worn, obviously, but it was worn a really long time ago. Get out. It's rare to see one of these. Look at that. It's just wasn't touched more than a year ago. That's what it looks like. Yeah, look at that. They used, looks like they used S2 on everything out here. Wow. Hang on. Well, that's interesting. I just don't actually, believe it or not, I don't see that very often. Wild. Yeah, oops. A little bit of S2 there. So it looks like when they did this, because I'll swear that this is how it was when I left the factories, they ran S2 all through here. Isn't that interesting, including down under that? I haven't seen that before. That's wild. Clean the old gasket off that thing. Come here. Come on. Up we get, upsy daisy. Yeah. I mean, this watch is just in silly nice condition. And a nice watch. Okay, there's that. First basket away. Whoops. Okay. It's always interesting to take apart a watch like this. 1973. 50 years ago, some loyal Seiko worker bolted this watch together. And now we see the quality of their job, which looks good. Though I think these were actually robots. Well, you know, they still did well. Plus, you know, somebody had to design the robot. Sabrina's behind me taking pictures of watches. Oops. Come here. You try to get away from me. Okay, look at that. Yeah, this thing really didn't have a lot of miles. There's almost no contamination. Look at the shine on it. Come on. Bite. There we go. It's not going to be worn. I don't know what I'm checking for. This thing doesn't have enough hours on it. It's really hard to wear down the stone faces. I've seen it before. Sometimes you get a watch out that lived a real long, a real hard life. You'll see these like little grooves running across it. I haven't seen that in a while either. God darn, this thing is in nice shape. The dial is dated March 73. The watch is from April 73. No, I'm sorry. Dial is February 73. Case back date is April 73. So, which is perfectly correct. Typically, it's the month before, sometimes the same month, but 2 months before is absolutely not weird at all. Come on, come on. There she blows. I don't know if that's brassing or just it's dirty. Come on, come on. Out we get. Up, up, up. I know it's a scary world out here. You gotta, would you come out? I don't want to poke you out. Get out. There you go. Okay. There's your mainspring. Or rather, there we go. No, wrong way. Yeah. Clean that up and see how it goes. Looks pretty flat. I'm sure it'll be fine. Well, I think that's just about it. I'm going to clean up all the plates and these bits. I'm going to do that by hand. And then we'll run through the cleaning cycle and all that stuff. I'm going to take the case apart. I'm going to pop the crystal. I'm going to reinstall this crystal. It's a good crystal, and there's no replacement for it. I just want to make sure the case is clean, and I want to if there's any corrosion in there, I want to get that out. So I'm going to have to hand clean this stuff, and it's going to look great. Okay, I'll be back when I'm putting it back to basically when it's done. I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's going to be any repairs or any extra parts needed or anything else like that. So my plan currently is I'll come back and the watch will be done because it's such a nice movement. Okay, see you later. Okay, well, as I said, we are back. So there it is. This is overnight cruising. You can see it's a little ragged here. That's because I have a rock tumbler going. Sorry, I got that arranged now. So anyway, ignore that stuff. Yeah, all this stuff is the rock tumbler. And I would stop it, but if you stop the rock tumbler, then it loses the whole program because it runs for like 7 to 10 days. So it's gaining just a little bit, but it's in great shape. I did have one part that was bad. I never even checked the numbers on this thing before ripping it apart because I assumed, because of the cosmetic condition, that it would be great. Also, I did get it to run. But this is your original balance and your original hairspring. Somebody was in there fooling around with it, and they jacked up the hairspring in about 3 different ways. They twisted on the collet, and they also twisted the stud. So, it is what it is. So you have a new balance in there. You'll get this back. You can play with it. Make it into a tie-tack. It's going to be a great watch for you. Okay, let's before I close it up. See this stuff on the case here, those white marks? That's not dust or anything. The watch got dirty enough for long enough, despite the short working life, that some grot built up here, and it was enough to hold moisture against the stainless steel. And stainless steel will rust under the right conditions. There's little pits there, but that's it. looking good. I'm still confused about the blue spot thing. I did also notice that it says blue spot in the case back. It's stamped in there as well. Blue spot. Okay, let's put this thing on. And there's your balance, which again you can make into a tie tack or whatever you feel like doing. Not that people wear ties anymore, but there we go. Nice new seal. No wings, a little hazy. So that's the original crystal, which I've polished. It still has a few little marks on it, but the crystal is in great shape. And there's just, with how hard they are to get, I didn't think there was any reason to try to replace it. It's just what you've got is fine. I mean, if you find a new one, I'm happy to put it in, but if this were my watch, I wouldn't even consider it. Hang on, I was trying to get a better place with better light, and there's just nothing in this house. There's just no way to get good light. So it makes it look all hazy, but it's not. It's crystal clear and perfect in person. It looks awesome. Rotating ring, all cleaned up, rotates smoothly. I went in and, this is your original loom. I went through and put a clear coat over the underside to protect it. It's a nice watch. As I said, I think it's the nicest one I've seen. Yeah, it's a great watch. This is a great watch. I did not clean up the dial loom because there's no point. It's really excellent, and me fiddling around with it would be an added expense that I personally don't think is needed. The watch is completely original, and it has a great story to tell, and it tells it the way it is right now. Do you want me to change that? I can do it. Me personally, I would not do it. So besides the seals and the servicing and your balance, that's it. What a great watch. And I thank you so much for sending it in. I thank you for your patience. It was a privilege to see it. I was pleased to be able to touch it, wear it in good health. Thank you.